It started like any other night on patrol, until K9 Bolt suddenly broke free, sprinting into the darkness toward an abandoned barn. For hours he scratched and barked without stopping, but when officers finally broke the door open, what they found inside made every single one of them gasp in shock. Before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The night was calm, the kind that made every sound echo louder than it should. Officer Ryan drove slowly down the empty country road, headlights cutting through the thick mist. Beside him sat his partner, K9 Bolt, a muscular German shepherd with sharp eyes and sharper instincts. It was just another late-night patrol, quiet, uneventful, almost peaceful. Ryan glanced at Bolt and smiled. "Easy night, huh, buddy?" The dog's tail thumped softly against the seat. For 3 years they'd worked side by side, stopping smugglers, finding lost hikers, even saving lives. But tonight felt different. The air was colder, the silence heavier. As the patrol car rolled past an old dirt path leading into the woods, Ryan's radio crackled, a reminder of the missing girl case from 2 nights ago. No leads, no clues, and everyone feared the worst. Neither of them knew. That was about to change. Without warning, Bolt's ears perked up. His head snapped toward the window, nose twitching rapidly. A low growl rumbled from his chest. Deep, uneasy, unlike anything Ryan had heard before. "Bolt? What is it, boy?" Ryan slowed the patrol car, scanning the dark fields. The dog was already on edge, pacing in the seat, whining softly. Then, before Ryan could react, Bolt lunged forward, barking furiously. He scratched at the door handle, desperate to get out. Ryan hit the brakes and jumped out, the cold air biting his skin. Bolt tore from the car the moment the door opened, sprinting into the darkness like he was chasing a ghost. "Bolt! Heel!" Ryan shouted, his flashlight beam slicing through the fog. But Bolt didn't stop. His bark echoed across the empty fields. Sharp, urgent, insistent. That wasn't a random alert. Ryan could feel it in his gut. Bolt had found something, and it was serious. Ryan sprinted after Bolt, his boots crunching over gravel and damp grass. The beam of his flashlight caught glimpses of the dog weaving through the fog ahead. Fast, focused, unstoppable. The night was silent except for Bolt's sharp barks echoing through the empty fields. After nearly half a mile, Ryan saw it, a shadowy structure looming in the distance. An old barn, its wooden boards warped and splintered with age, the roof sagging under years of neglect. No lights, no movement, just darkness. Bolt stopped in front of the door, growling low, tail rigid. Then he began to scratch, violently, desperately, his claws scraping against the old wood, barking as if someone were trapped inside. "Easy, Bolt. What is it?" Ryan called out, but Bolt wouldn't back away. His body trembled with intensity, eyes locked on the barn like it was alive. Moments later, backup arrived. Flashlights flickered through the fog as officers surrounded the barn. Ryan's heart pounded. Bolt wasn't acting out of fear, and he was warning them. Something or someone was inside that barn. The other officers exchanged uncertain glances. "Probably a raccoon or stray," one muttered, shining his flashlight through a crack in the wood. But Ryan shook his head. He knew Bolt. This wasn't how he acted for animals. This was different, urgent, human. Bolt's barking grew frantic. He threw his weight against the door, claws tearing at the rotten wood. His body trembled, tail stiff, ears pressed back in pure desperation. Ryan's gut twisted. "There's something in there," he said, voice tense. "Break it open." An officer stepped forward with a crowbar. The metal clanked, groaned, and then, crack. The rusted padlock snapped in two. The heavy door creaked open, spilling out a rush of cold, stale air thick with dust and decay. Everyone froze. Their flashlights cut through the darkness, beams trembling slightly in their hands. "Anything?" someone whispered. Then Bolt moved first, pushing his way inside, nose to the ground. Whining softly, Ryan followed, heart hammering, every instinct screaming that they were about to uncover something no one was prepared for. The air inside the barn was thick and stale, filled with the smell of old hay and rust. Dust floated through the flashlight beams like snowflakes in the dark. Bolt moved cautiously now, nose twitching, low whines echoing off the wooden walls. Then he stopped. His head tilted, ears pricked. A faint sound, barely audible, drifted from the far corner. It wasn't an animal. It was a whimper. Ryan's pulse spiked. He swung his light toward the sound and froze. Huddled behind a pile of crates was a little girl, maybe 8 years old. Her hands were tied, her clothes torn and dirty, eyes wide with terror. She looked too weak to cry. "Oh my God," one officer whispered. Ryan rushed forward, kneeling beside her. Hey, it's okay. You're safe now." He untied her trembling hands, trying to calm her shaking. Bolt crept closer, lying beside her, gently licking her hand. The girl flinched, then slowly reached out, clutching his fur like she'd known him forever. Ryan's breath caught as realization hit. It was her, the missing girl from the kidnapping case everyone thought was lost. Within minutes, paramedics rushed into the barn, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The little girl clung to Bolt's neck, refusing to let go. Her small body trembled, but Bolt didn't move. He stayed perfectly still, eyes soft, breathing slow as if he knew she needed his calm. "She's dehydrated." "Weak but alive," one medic said, checking her pulse. The officers exhaled in relief. Ryan stepped back, his chest tight, watching the scene unfold. As the paramedics lifted her onto a stretcher, the girl's grip tightened on Bolt's fur. "Don't leave me," she whispered weakly. Ryan gave a small nod. "Let him come." Bolt trotted beside her as they carried her out of the barn, his gaze fixed on her face, his body protective. The other officers exchanged quiet looks. None of them had ever seen a K9 act like this. This wasn't just instinct. It was connection, pure unspoken trust between a lost child and the dog who refused to give up on her. Later that night, as the scene cleared and the girl was safely taken to the hospital, Ryan sat in the patrol car beside Bolt. The dog finally rested his head on Ryan's knee, calm for the first time in hours. Ryan opened the glove compartment, reaching for his notepad, and froze. Inside was the missing person flyer from the case, creased and faded. Tucked behind it was the cloth sample from the girl's sweater, used during the initial search. A chill ran down his spine. Bolt must have caught that scent again, carried faintly on the wind from miles away. It had pulled him straight to her. Ryan looked at his partner, awe in his eyes. "You didn't just find her, did you?" he whispered. "You saved her." Bolt's tail thumped once against the seat. He didn't need words. His actions said everything. Days later, the hospital was filled with reporters and flashing cameras. The little girl, now smiling weakly, sat on her hospital bed, clutching a stuffed toy and waiting. Then the door opened and Bolt padded in beside Officer Ryan. Her face lit up instantly. "You came," she whispered, reaching out. Bolt rested his head on her lap, tail wagging softly. Tears welled in Ryan's eyes as he watched the two reunite. "You're her hero, buddy," he murmured. The camera zoomed in on Bolt's calm, steady gaze. "Sometimes heroes don't wear capes," the narrator's voice said softly. "They wear fur and a badge,